Hello everybody, my name is Corrupted Pixels and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the HIYA Toys Godzilla 2019 King of the Monsters figure. I'm going to go ahead and get it out the way. There's no sugarcoating it. Get it now. It's in stock. Get it before the aftermarket price hits because holy crap, you are not going to want to miss this. This isn't like their this isn't like the 2021 version where it had the issues with the neck that, you know, maybe you'd want to skip on. No, don't skip. Get it now. It doesn't get any better than this. I'm only I'm not great when it comes to figure reviews, but I can say as someone who enjoys toys, get it. You will not find a toy more pleasing than this that I can think of, that I know of. Correct me in the comments if there is one. I might take a look at it, might get a review out of it. Until the 2014 version comes out, don't skip. Do not skip this guy. I might say maybe get the not Hollow Earth version, the Atomic Breath version, the Spitfire version, because that one does look very good. Reuses the same sculpt, has an equally great paint scheme, so if you can get your hands on either of them, I definitely recommend grabbing either. They are the same figure after all. But we're not going to start off with the figure itself. We're going to start off looking at the box. First off on the box, could they make it any clearer that this is Godzilla, King of the Monsters? No, they couldn't. Godzilla, right? You got Godzilla? What's that? What's that right here? Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Would you look at that? What's that over here? Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Did you know it's Godzilla, King of the Monsters? Have you considered that it's from Godzilla, King of the Monsters? I think maybe you should consider it's from Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Or maybe, call me crazy on this one, I think it's from Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I guess they just didn't have enough fancy poses to put this guy in, even though they could have found more than enough to fill up this entire box with promo shots, but that's neither here nor there. Instead, we get Godzilla, King of the Monsters with the 2019 poster. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 2019 poster. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Background, 2019 poster. Promo shots, you know, good old, all that good stuff. Promo shot, and a bunch of Chinese nonsense that I don't get because I don't speak Chinese. Yeah. But anyway, on to the actual figure itself. Man, this guy is, just for the record, I'm going to go ahead and make a meme out of it because my friends found it extremely funny when I shook Gamera, so that's going to be our new thing. We're going to do the shake test. We ready for this? Shake the shit out of your Godzilla. Watch this. Shake the ever-loving shit out of him. He doesn't move. Grab him again. Shake the shit out of him again. He doesn't move. He's not going anywhere. This is a sturdy figure. This is like Gamera levels of sturdy. This man is going nowhere. You can probably punch the ever-living crap out of him and send him flying across the room. He's not going anywhere. I already dropped him, and he's not going anywhere. This guy is phenomenal. The words cannot describe. So before we get into the articulation, let's take a look at the detail. I did kind of neglect that on Gamera. I did speak that he was an amazing looking figure, but I want to actually take, I booped the living crap out of the camera. I want to take a moment to really appreciate the amount of detail. Also, I'm sorry you have to look at my horrendous fingers and hands. I'm coated in cuts and scars. But, irrelevant. Look at the gills. Like, look at this. Look at the detail. Let me just put that back in place. Look at that. Look at all the detail they have throughout this figure. All the scales. I've noticed this is kind of like a little funny spot. All the figures of this version of Godzilla always have these specific scoots along his back. I really like it. I find it kind of funny. The scaling on the thighs is phenomenal, as well as the calves. And the toes look amazing, as per usual, with the claws. Ooh, boop the camera again. I'm sorry, I recorded my phone. My phone's right in my face. I literally am like 2 seconds, or not even seconds, like 2 inches away from running nose first into it. These neck pieces are made out of rubber. That's to make posing him much easier and make it to where you're not locked when you want to pose it. You can just turn it and the rubber will meld to whatever pose you put him in, so that way you don't have a situation like the SH Monster Arts where you can't look but so far before the parts actually start rubbing against each other and might break if you try to force it. This guy does not have any of that. The spine detail is phenomenal, as per usual. The tail detail looks amazing. Everything about this figure just looks so good. One thing I will say I don't particularly care for is right up in here, right there. It's hard to see, but right there, you can see it's really smooth. That might be the start of his gill. I don't really know what it is, but I just don't really like it. I don't like how smooth it looks. It's kind of strange how it goes from rugged and scaly to just this really smooth spot right here. I don't really know why that's there. It's only that piece. The other pieces are coated in the usual scaling. It's just this one piece. My only guess is they did it because, you know, extended amounts of moving is going to rub off any detail they bother putting there, but it still would have been nice to actually see it there. But I'm not going to knock it. I do understand why they probably didn't bother. But aside from that, his spines are made out of the same rubbery plastic, so when you drop him, it's not instant death. His spines aren't just going to shatter when they hit the ground. They're actually going to bend and meld, and you can just bend them back in place, which is really good. Mine came like this. This little spine came a little bent, so I got to keep messing with it till it finally gets back in place. Oh, did that fix it? I did it! I'm amazing! Oh, no, it's slowly going back. There it goes. Timber! Very hard to get you to see it on the camera, but it's slowly going back. Oh, there it is. Yep. Very hard to get that back in place, but it's alright. Not a big deal. You don't really notice it because of how jagged and all over the place this Godzilla spines are anyway. But, man, that head sculpt. I saved that for last for a reason. Oh, man. Look at this. Look at this, man. The amount of detail they put into making this figure. The effort, I can only imagine. Like, look at that. Let's see if I can angle it to where you can get a look at the eye. Oh, there we go. Can we focus? Focus? Camera focus, please? Uh-oh. Come on. Please focus for me. I guess I don't want to focus. Maybe if I put it a little further. There we go. Come on. Oh, you're being so mean. There we go. Look at that. So beautiful. Really love the amount of detail they put into the sculpt work on this guy. It's almost like they just took the actual CG render and were like, let's cut it apart and fill it with joints. That's basically what they did. I don't think they can make a better MonsterVerse figure. Maybe the 2014 version will make me eat my words. I hope it does, because I love Godzilla 2014. Many of you probably don't know, unless you've seen me in KU. Godzilla 2014 is my favorite design for all the MonsterVerse Godzillas, because it just looks the gnarliest, in my opinion, between being a giant brute with mountains on his back and just having the face of a Goliath. He just looked amazing, in my opinion. So I'm excited to see what their 2014 version is going to look like. It hasn't been confirmed, but if they made a 2019 version and a 2019 and a 2021 version, I think it's pretty safe to say they're going to make a 2014 version, especially considering they just revealed their Muto, or Muto, for Godzilla 2014. So if they don't, I'm probably going to email them kindly asking that they do, and pay them an ungodly amount of money to get it. But anyway, let's get into the articulation. So Godzilla can look up about that far, and you might see that gap and be like, oh man, Pixels, you lying to me, man. You said it was good. Watch this. Gap gone. Look at that. Gap gone. Just like that. They upgraded from the 2021 sculpt, and boy, you can tell. So he can look up about that far, look down that far, but you know, he don't look down too far, too greatly. But you can take him like this and just grab that spine right there, that one in the back. See, get a good grip. Grab that, pinch this one, and just there you go. Now he can look down about that far. Not a great distance, but it still gets the job done. You can even pull off a good Hollow Earth pose if you do it right. Not the greatest. Definitely not made to do the Hollow Earth pose, but it's there if you want to do it. You can look to the side about that far. Oh, there we go. That far. Other side, same roughly. About that far. And that's about it for the head. Shoulders can 360. Let me just... As you hear, he's very tight. I'm actually not going to 360 it because it gets stuck at that point on both sides, no matter how you do it. But it can 360, just I don't recommend forcing it. Elbow, good hinge. Can break his arm if you want to. Don't know why you'd want to, but you can. Same old stuff on the hand. Good wrist movement. Swivel, 360. Up, down, left, right, all that good jazz. Obviously a ball joint. reposition him back up so he's standing up straight. Obviously, you already saw this point where you can crack it down and make it look like he's leaning down, make him look more like he's prowling, or just have him standing up straight like the king that he is. Get a good look at the legs. Can kick out about... that's about as far as I'm comfortable having him kick out. Can go backwards, 360, but I'm not going to force it past the shoulder. Knee, double ball joint, looks like. One up here and one up in here. So you got plenty of movement out of the knee. Get a good kick, good walk. His ankle, 360 right there. Can tilt and rock a little bit. Not the greatest motion I've ever seen. And also can't, unfortunately, go forward as far as I would like, because I would like him to do that so I could pose him in an actual walking pose. But unfortunately, due to the way his feet are made, you can't really do that. SH can, and so can the NECA, so that's a little disappointing, but that's literally the only thing they have over this guy. Also, pretty decent spread. Not the greatest, but it's pretty good. Also, for the tail, pick the whole tail up about that far. Go down till it's about straight. Get a little bit of an overhang down at the back. Have it like that. Go to the side. That far, 9 segments in the tail in total, so you get a pretty decent range of motion. I wouldn't say it's better or worse than his competitors, but it gets the job done. Now, that basically wraps up the articulation for this figure, so now we're going to get into the size comparison, and then after that, we're going to get into some discussions that I would like to have about this figure personally. So, let's get it done. Starting off the size for comparison, we have Godzilla 2019 by HIYA Toys right beside the Godzilla 2021/2019 by SH Monster Arts. The reason I say slash is because we all know the bodies, sculpt, everything, literally the same. Only difference is I have his head swapped out for the 2019 head sculpt. But basically the same figure. So I'm going to save the discussion for later, but I want you to remember this scale. Okay, I want you to remember how much bigger this guy is than the SH Monster Arts. All right, just want to get a good look at that, and yeah, we'll talk about that in a good minute. Here we have him sized up beside the Kong 2021, and I don't hate this scale. Kong's pretty small, and I would rather it be that way because in Skull Island, he was only about this tall, so him being about this height would make a lot more sense than his actual height, which is actually more like that. Yeah, I didn't really care for GVK too much. I did back when it came out, but, you know, looking back at it, quite the silly movie. But anyway, I don't hate this scale. They go pretty good together. In fact, I almost want to say that his axe could actually, Yep, his axe spine is actually the same size as Godzilla's ordinary spines. So that's awesome. If you want to do that, you can. On to the next kaiju. And here we have the SH Monster Arts Mechagodzilla 2021, aka my probably second favorite design for Mechagodzilla. I really like Kiryu. But anyway, these two side by side look really good because the SH Monster Arts Mechagodzilla is arguably one of their most accurate sculpts next to Destoroyah and Gamera. Looking absolutely phenomenal here. Sizes up very well, being just a teensy-weensy little bit taller than Godzilla, which I love because in the movie, he wasn't hugely taller than Godzilla, but he was a little bit bigger. And these two perfectly get that across. Mind you, just for comparison, I didn't mean to get you a close-up of Godzilla right there, but I just want you to look at this and acknowledge that, yeah, SH was playing by quite the scale book when they made these two. But anyway, here we have the Gamera 2023 beside Godzilla 2019, and I don't really hate this scale. I feel like Gamera is actually a little small in comparison to Godzilla. Granted, these are two different toy lines. I'm not saying that is a bad thing about either of these figures. I'm just saying it would be nice if they scaled up a little better. But honestly, this scale, it gets the job done. So, I don't hate it. It looks good. Looks pretty damn good. So, on to the next kaiju and last kaiju. And for the last kaiju, obviously, we have the SH Monster Arts Destoroyah from Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. This scale works, I feel like. I feel like he sizes up pretty well with Destoroyah. They're at about eye level. Granted, canonically, 109 meters, 100 meters. I don't hate it. You could, when you're playing, you could always be like, oh, he's a little smaller than in the movie, or he's a little bigger than in the movie. It's fine. These two look great side by side. Absolutely phenomenal. Even though they're made by two different companies, they also can kind of still come off as being from the same line. But maybe that's just me. On to the final part of the review. And wrapping things up here today, we are just going to give my last final thoughts before I move on to my personal gripes and nitpicks that have absolutely nothing to do with this figure itself, per se. So, obviously, like I said at the beginning of the video, don't skip. Get it. It's a great figure. I'm sorry I'm wobbling the table so much, by the way. But this is a very good figure. I don't think you could really over-exaggerate how good of a figure this is. I mean, you guys can see it. You can see the promo photos. He looks a little silly in the promo photos. Some of them make him look a little wonky. But trust me, in hand, this guy is amazing. I don't see anybody one-upping this. I really don't. Only way you could get more accurate than this, I feel like, is via a statue, and nobody wants a statue to play with. You can't play with statues. They're just, bar, bar, bar. Bar, bar, bar. You know, it's just, this is good. If you have the money, get it. It's in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. Take the chance while you have it. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out. Now, that being said, for any of you goobers who are still here to watch my rant, thank you for sticking around, because, man, I really want to get this off my chest, and anyone who's watching who knows the answers to the questions I'm going to pose in this section, please answer them. What is this nonsense? Look at this. $50, $100. What is the excuse? Am I missing something? Is SH supposed to be this prized, like, figure collection lineup thing where they all look stylized? Is that supposed to be the point? Because if it is, I'll stop complaining. Like, if you want to pay $100 for a stylized version of your kaiju, go ahead. I'm not going to knock you for it. But considering this was like the most accurate thing we had before this guy came out, looking at the difference is just insane. Not only is this guy bigger at half the price, this guy is tiny, loose, fails the shake test awfully, moves all over the place, is not very sturdy, and is very easy to come apart or even break, as you can see with mine's hand joints. What is the excuse? My only guess is that SH Monster Arts is supposed to be like their own little stylized thing where they do whatever they want with their kaijus, because it's mainly the monster verses, okay? The older ones look great, but with this one and Ghidorah, what's the excuse? What is genuinely the excuse? Because this guy, almost 100% accurate. There's probably some details that I'm missing that I personally didn't notice as a fan of the series and a figure collector, but that looks like 100% accuracy to me. This, I feel like a good, I don't know, 80% accuracy. The head shape is off, but it looks good enough. The neck is off. The body is off. The tail, it's a tail. I mean, I'm not going to knock a tail, but like, just, what? What? And, you know, you can be like, oh, well, Godzilla 2021, and Godzilla 2021 came with, he came with a spare set of hands. Yeah, but he was lit up blue and didn't come with a beam. And they're also hands. What's your point? You could make the excuse, oh, well, HIYA Toys doesn't come with any figures. Or not any figures, but he doesn't come with any accessories. You're right. Because this is the regular version of Godzilla 2019. They have a Spitfire version for that. And guess what? It's the same price as this one. So what's the excuse? What, like, call me crazy, but when I see this at $50 and I see this at 100 plus, I'm just shaking my head at this. Because this is 5 hours at a minimum wage job. This is between 10 and 15. What? Again, maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm the only one who cares about this. But I'm just saying, it's kind of wacky. Like, it's a little wacky. And I will say, I know, SH Godzilla 2019 is discontinued. I know they don't make them anymore. But they are still repainting this sculpt. And it's still fluctuating around. And SH also just did a little thing a few months back. You remember what that was? Oh, what was it? Oh, yeah. They went back and updated an inaccurate sculpt. Who was that for? Gamera. Huh. Yeah, for those of you who didn't know, the Kyoto Decisive Battle version of Gamera from Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris, yeah, they updated his head sculpt and made it completely accurate to the movie. By the way, we are going to get our hands on that guy and review him eventually. I just don't know when. So, I don't know if any of you cared, but I do want to review him one day. Hopefully soon. But, so, they'll go back and update the sculpt of Gamera and make it 100% accurate, but they keep re-releasing the same inaccurate head sculpt on this guy's repaints with Gamera. His head was inaccurate. They went back, redid the head sculpt. Easy fix. I get that. Another easy fix, make the chest wider. Make the head more accurate to the CG render, you know. Just make him a little bulkier, you know. That's all I ask. That's literally all you have to do to make this guy like 100% accurate. This guy's head sculpt, eyes, fine. Teeth, fine. Not the greatest, but it looks good enough. You know, I don't understand. And, you know, you could be like, well, you are going off of the aftermarket price. And you're right. Yes, I am basing this statement off the aftermarket price until you realize 80 to 90 bucks, 50 bucks. Still a $30 difference. Well, Pixels, well, I hear you calling from the invisible wall in the distance. Well, the Godzilla 2019 from SH, he came with an atomic breath piece. That's why he costed $30 extra. And to that I say, go f*** yourself. I'm not even gonna humor that. No tiny piece of plastic that has no functionality. It is literally just a stick of blue translucent plastic is worth 30 bucks. Excuse my profanity, but if you say that and you genuinely think it's okay for this to be $30 more because it comes with a piece of atomic breath and an extra set of hands, you have a problem. I hear you say, oh, well, he also came with the alternate jaw piece. Mm-hmm. Basically the same size as the hand. Basically the same as the hand. So, you're telling me that an extra jaw, an extra set of hands, and a piece of atomic breath elevates this figure to $30, 30 to 40, depending on where you get it, more than this one. When, mind you, if you have the NECA Godzilla 2019, what's that? What's this? What do we have here? Oh, compatibility. Yes, you can use the NECA beam on this. Granted, that's not fair because NECA is not this company. This is not made by NECA. NECA didn't make this. So, technically, it's not a point. And if you fault me for that, you're not wrong. I'm not going to blame you there. But I'm just pointing it out. You know, this guy's got fine hands. Didn't even need an extra set of hands. They could have done it, but they didn't because it wasn't necessary. And this guy is compatible with other atomic breaths. Just saying. 50 bucks. At original price, 80 to 90. Now, closer to 150 to 300 for 2019 Godzilla by SH. That's all I'm gonna say. SH really needs to figure out their prices. I understand they're collector's items, but between these two, this one, all the way. Quality, paint job, detail, accuracy. Beats it every way. It's like one of those goddamn edit videos where they have like SH 2019 versus HIYA 2019. It just bam, 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 bam. This one wins all the way. This one doesn't even compete. Absolute mockery of what it could have been. I don't hate SH Monster Arts. I'm just pointing out they have a very odd price range and a very weird work ethic. Because they'll go back and fix Gamera, but they won't go back and fix this guy. They'll make Rebirth Gamera look as accurate as humanly possible, but not this guy. Not Ghidorah. Just saying. Kind of weird. But anyway, that is the end of my rant. If you listen through the whole thing, sorry for my foul language. I get a little heated when I think about wasting money. Yeah. But anyway, if you enjoyed, please remember to like, subscribe, share the video to your friends. Anybody you think might be interested in watching this, let them see it. Shout out to Steven's Toy Reviews again. He didn't do anything for me other than inspire me to start making these videos. So if you want a more in-depth review of this figure and other figures in general, I will have his channel linked in the description of this video. That being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.